Welcome to a new magical adventure! Today we will create a wonderful world for animals, with cozy places for herbivores that eat plants and strong lands for carnivores that hunt for food. Step by step, we will build mountains, rivers, and forests, and discover how each creature lives, what it eats, and the amazing secrets hidden in nature. Let's split the tray into two sections. On one side, we'll spread red and brown sand, while on the other we'll place a large green hill and cover the rest of the space with green sand. We will place volcanic rocks and a huge volcano on the side for the carnivorous and predatory animals. And we will add small hills and rocks on the side for the herbivorous animals. We will add a baobab tree, a giant skull, and sharp rocks on the side for the predators, and on the herbivore side we will place bushes, palm trees, small streams, and colorful flowers. And the wonderful home for both predators and herbivores is ready. Now let's meet the amazing animals from around the world and discover what they eat. Alligator snapping turtle. The alligator snapping turtle is a predator that lives in rivers and swamps of North America. It hunts fish, amphibians, and even small mammals, waiting motionless before striking with its beak-like jaws. Its patience and extremely powerful bite make it feared. Lion. The lion is a powerful predator that lives in African savannas and grasslands. It hunts zebras, antelopes, and buffalo in coordinated groups, relying on speed and teamwork. Known as the king of beasts, the lion's roar can be heard many kilometers away. Tiger. The tiger is a solitary predator that roams forests, grasslands, and swamps in Asia. It hunts deer, wild boar, and even buffalo, using stealth and sudden bursts of strength. Its striped coat provides camouflage, making it one of the most effective hunters in nature. Eurasian eagle owl. The Eurasian eagle owl is a nocturnal predator found in forests, mountains, and rocky cliffs. It hunts rodents, rabbits, and even other birds, using sharp talons and silent flight. With its piercing eyes and powerful wings, it rules the night as a skilled hunter. Crocodile. The crocodile is a fierce predator living in rivers, lakes, and wetlands of tropical regions. It ambushes fish, birds, and mammals, wading underwater with only its eyes visible. With strong jaws and sudden attacks, the crocodile dominates its habitat as a top hunter. Cheetah. The cheetah is a swift predator that lives in African savannas and open plains. Known as the fastest land animal, it can sprint to catch gazelles and other prey. Unlike lions, it hunts alone, relying on speed and sharp eyesight rather than strength. The snow leopard. The snow leopard is a stealthy predator that lives in the high mountains of Central Asia. It hunts wild goats and sheep, using powerful leaps to chase prey on steep cliffs. Its thick spotted fur keeps it warm, blending perfectly into rocky, snowy terrain. Tasmanian devil. The Tasmanian devil is a carnivorous predator that lives only in Tasmania. It hunts small animals but mostly scavenges, tearing carrion with its strong jaws. Famous for loud screeches and fierce feeding, it plays a key role in cleaning the environment. California king snake. The California king snake is a predator found in deserts, forests, and grasslands of the western United States. It hunts rodents, birds, and other reptiles, even venomous snakes. Non-venomous itself, it kills prey by constriction and is known for its striking patterns. Grizzly bear. The grizzly bear is a dominant predator of North America's mountains and rivers. While it eats berries and roots, along coastal areas it hunts salmon and even preys on deer or moose. With massive strength and sharp claws, the grizzly is feared as a powerful hunter. Hyena. The hyena is a predator and scavenger of African savannas and deserts. It hunts antelopes and zebras in groups but also feeds on carrion with crushing jaws. Known for eerie laughter-like calls, hyenas are clever hunters and play a vital role in the ecosystem. Rattlesnake. The rattlesnake is a venomous predator that lives in deserts, grasslands, and forests of the Americas. It hunts rodents, lizards, and birds, striking with sharp fangs to inject venom. Its rattle warns intruders, making it both feared and respected in nature. Fox. The fox is a cunning predator found in forests, grasslands, and even near villages across the world. It hunts rabbits, rodents, and birds, but also eats fruits and insects. Known for its intelligence and adaptability, the fox survives in many different environments. Lynx. The lynx is a stealthy predator that lives in forests and mountains of Europe, Asia, and North America. It hunts hares, deer, and birds, relying on sharp eyesight and silent movement. With tufted ears and thick fur, the lynx is perfectly adapted to cold habitats. Meerkat. The meerkat is mainly an insect-eating animal that lives in the deserts and grasslands of southern Africa. It digs for beetles, termites, and scorpions, but also eats roots and fruits. Standing upright as a watchguard, the meerkat warns its colony of danger. Antelope. The antelope is a graceful herbivore that lives in African savannas and open plains. It feeds on grass and leaves, moving in herds for safety. With sharp senses and fast legs, antelopes escape predators like lions and cheetahs, playing a vital role in the food chain. Camel. The camel is a hardy herbivore that lives in deserts of Africa and Asia. It feeds on dry grasses, thorny plants, and shrubs, surviving where few animals can. With humps storing fat and long legs built for sand, the camel is perfectly adapted to harsh desert life. Yak. The yak is a sturdy herbivore that lives in the high mountains of Tibet, Mongolia, and Central Asia. It grazes on grasses and herbs, even in freezing climates. With thick fur and strong lungs, the yak provides milk, meat, and transport to people in remote regions. Gorilla. The gorilla is a powerful herbivore that lives in African forests and mountains. It feeds mainly on leaves, shoots, and fruits, spending hours each day eating. Despite its size and strength, the gorilla is peaceful, living in family groups led by a dominant silverback. Alpaca. The alpaca is a gentle herbivore that lives in the high Andes of South America. It feeds on grasses and herbs, adapted to thin mountain air. Domesticated for thousands of years, alpacas provide soft wool and live in herds, showing calm and social behavior. Zebra. The zebra is a striped herbivore that lives in African savannas and grasslands. It feeds on grasses and sometimes leaves, moving in large herds for safety. Its black and white stripes confuse predators, while speed and group defense help zebras survive constant threats. Koala. The koala is a tree-dwelling herbivore that lives in eucalyptus forests of Australia. It feeds almost entirely on eucalyptus leaves, which few animals can digest. Sleeping up to 18 hours a day, the koala conserves energy and spends its life safely in the treetops. Okapi. The okapi is a shy herbivore that lives in the dense rainforests of the Congo. It feeds on leaves, fruits, and fungi, using its long tongue to strip branches. With zebra-like stripes on its legs, the okapi is well camouflaged and is the closest relative of the giraffe. Rhinoceros. The rhinoceros is a massive herbivore that lives in African savannas and Asian forests. It feeds on grasses, leaves, and shoots, using its horn to defend itself. Despite its size and strength, the rhino is often calm, but it faces danger from poaching and habitat loss. Llama. The llama is a domesticated herbivore that lives in the Andes of South America. It feeds on grasses and shrubs, adapted to thin mountain air. Valued for carrying loads and providing wool, llamas are social animals that live in herds and communicate with gentle humming sounds. Mouflon. The mouflon is a wild herbivore that lives in mountains and hilly forests. It feeds on grasses, herbs, and leaves, moving in herds for safety. With curved horns and agility, the mouflon is seen as one of the ancestors of domestic sheep. Beaver. The beaver is a skilled herbivore that lives in rivers and lakes of North America and Europe. It feeds on bark, leaves, and aquatic plants. Known for building dams and lodges from wood and mud, the beaver creates wetlands that shelter many other animals. Sloth. The sloth is a slow-moving herbivore that lives in the tropical forests of Central and South America. It feeds mainly on leaves, spending most of its life hanging from trees. With a low metabolism and algae growing on its fur, the sloth is perfectly adapted to its calm lifestyle. Red panda. The red panda is a small herbivore-leaning omnivore that lives in the forests of the Himalayas in China. It feeds mainly on bamboo but also eats fruits, eggs, and insects. With its reddish fur and long striped tail, the red panda is active at night and dawn. Chipmunk. The chipmunk is a small herbivore-leaning omnivore that lives in forests, grasslands, and mountains of North America and Asia. It feeds on seeds, nuts, fruits, and sometimes insects. Known for its cheek pouches, the chipmunk stores food to survive cold seasons. Porcupine. The porcupine is a herbivore that lives in forests, deserts, and rocky areas across many continents. It feeds on leaves, bark, and fruits, often climbing trees in search of food. Covered with sharp quills for defense, the porcupine relies on them to keep predators away. What a beautiful adventure we have shared! Together we finished building a magical world for animals, and along the way we learned who eats plants and who survives by hunting. You explored with so much curiosity and kindness, and I am very proud of you. Every creature has its own place in nature, just as you have yours as wonderful little explorers. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can keep discovering more magical secrets and amazing animals together.